Today I'm going to rank the most popular gaming mice from D all the way to S tier. Starting with the Logitech G502, this mouse would be an instant S tier if it was 2016. But today, this mouse is nothing but a joke. The mouse weighs over 120 grams, uses some of the worst stock PTFE skates, has terrible rubber cable, and the design looks like it was made by ChatGPT. I know I'll get a lot of hate for saying this, but the mouse is just terrible and deserves to go straight to D tier. The only reason it's not going to be F is because it is relatively cheap and has a hero sensor which performs really well. Next up, we got the Viper V4 Pro, and this mouse goes straight to A tier without any questions. Unlike the G502, this mouse only weighs 54 grams while not having to fit a whole ass battery in there. Besides that, the mouse has one of the best sensors out there and some of the lowest click delay a wireless mouse can have. It also has one of my favorite symmetrical mouse shapes any mouse can have, which favors the palm and claw grip. Everything about this mouse is amazing and nothing more has to be said about it. The only reason it is not an S tier is because this mouse costs around $150, and in my opinion you can find mice that are 95% as good for like half the price. Up next, we got the Attack Shark X3, which is a mouse that went viral on TikTok as the $50 G Pro X Superlight alternative. But I got to break the news to you, this mouse is just mid. The mouse is littered with terrible quality, questionable performance, and a god-awful battery life. I'm pretty sure most people who bought this mouse received it broken because at the peak of its popularity, I was seeing reports after reports of this mouse just breaking and not working. I'm going to put this mouse into C tier because it's like $40 and it has 30/30/95. Moving on, we got the G Pro X Superlight 2. This mouse, for what it is extremely overpriced. It costs around $160 and offers nothing a mouse for $80 would not offer. The G Pro X Superlight 2 has some of the worst stock PTFE skates I had the displeasure of ever using, while having some of the least responsive side buttons as well. Now, I would not complain about this as much if it was not for the fact that this mouse costs $160. Besides those flaws, the mouse is pretty good at having one of the best sensors and click latency out of any mouse. If this mouse would be like $120, I would put it higher, but for the price they're charging, I'm giving this mouse a generous B tier. The fifth mouse on this list is the Op18k V2, and I'm going to have to put this mouse into the S tier. This is the best mouse when it comes to performance, having just 70 microseconds delay and the 3090-50, which is the best widely available sensor out. The mouse is also built like a tank. I had the V1 version of this mouse and I totally recommend checking it out if you care about performance and quality above all else. The mouse is also easily customizable and even comes with a screwdriver allowing you to switch the switches in like 5 minutes. Next up, we got the Vxe R1 Pro. I'm giving this mouse a solid A tier as it costs $30 and has surprisingly good performance, a very comfortable shape and even 4K polling. This mouse destroys the Attack Shark in every category and offers a really good performance for a relatively affordable price. This is one of my go-to mice when somebody asks me what gaming mouse they should buy. The mouse also has a low weight and a decent battery performance for the price. Moving on, we have the newest release from Razer, the Deathadder V4. The Deathadder V4 has everything you would expect from high-end Razer mouse. It has currently the best sensor, which can go as high as 45k DPI. The mouse also uses the newest V4 optical switches, which actually feel good. The shape is the same as the one in Deathadder V3, which is one of my personal favorite mouse shapes as it literally feels like a glove when holding. I promise I'm not getting paid by Razer to say this, but this mouse gets an easy S tier for having the best performing sensor, one of my favorite shapes, and some of the best optical switches out there. I know this mouse is expensive, but I think this is one rare case where you're not overpaying. Next up, we have the Scyrox V6 and is going right next to the Deathadder V4 at S tier. This mouse is basically a Razer Viper Mini Pro for only $70, which is genuinely insane, as if any other brand would make this, they would charge a minimum of $100 for this, but Scyrox is just a G. This mouse is one of the most high quality mice I've ever tried, having a very nice premium coating, a 3090-50, 8K polling, and weighs only 40 grams. Also, the box opens like some sort of jack in a box, so bonus points for that. Lastly, the last mouse in today's video is the final Mouse ULX, which I will put into D tier. Before you get mad at me for putting the mouse clicks uses into D tier, hear me out. The reason this mouse is this low in the list is because of final mouse QC issues. I don't know if that's just me or my broke has, but if I were to pay over $200 for a mouse, I would expect it to not have any quality problems with shell or switches.
Absolutely rock solid, rock solid.
But that doesn't seem to be the case with the final mouse, as a lot of their mice come with creaking, side bending or switch flexing, which would be acceptable for like $50 or $60 mouse, but for $200 this is just a scam. I would avoid this mouse and get the Beast X Max instead, which costs less. Thank you all for watching, let me know if I missed any mouse and tell me if you agree or disagree with the list. See ya.